Niina, tervetuloa Viroon.
Kiitos.
Onko se sun eka kerta tässä?
Ei todellakaan, ei, mutta mä en ollut täällä pitkään aikaan.
No milloin olit viimeksi täällä?
Olisiko 8-9 vuotta sitten, jotain tällaista.
Kirglikud Eurovisiooni fännid tundsid muidugi Niina ära. Aastal 2000, kui Eestit esindas võistlustel Rohelise kaabuga Ines lauluga Once in a Lifetime, esindas soomlasi Niina Åström lauluga A Little Bit. Olles selleks ajaks juba korraliku pagasiga laulja, oli nii suur lauluvõistlus siiski eriline kogemus.
It was a different kind of a gig, you know what I mean. A lot of people, behind TV, and also it was a lot of work. It wasn't just that one night, obviously, or that 1 week in wherever it is, but it's like almost the whole year you do a lot of media, and so it was like I felt like I was always in the taxi or at the airport going somewhere. So it's a lot of work. So I learned a lot about the media and many other things.
It's a little bit of love. It's a little love we need to.
But you said it really helped you with your career?
Yeah, of course, there were maybe those who said like, she's been in the Eurovision Song Contest. Like for some that was maybe not such a good thing, but then again, it opened doors. I actually, the same year that I did the Eurovision, I was asked during the fall, I was asked to go to perform in prisons in Russia. At first when they asked me, I was like, I don't think so. Like, do I look like a prison minister, as a believer, as a Christian? And I've done a lot of work, as a Christian communicator, but this was totally new.
Keep us going, keep us smiling. It is love that makes us breathe.
So singing in Eurovision opened the doors to the prison?
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds absurd.
Yeah. I have to tell you something. My husband, this was like, it was exactly 1 year after the Eurovision Song Contest. It was in May, and I was for the first time in Murmansk. We were doing prisons there, and we just had that, the landline phone, and somebody, again, the media called, because it was 1 year after, like, can we have an interview with Niina Åström? It's Eurovision, and my husband said, no, you can't. She's in prison. She's in prison, and they were like, okay. So that was a joke he wanted to make.
Päivä vain ja hetki kerrallansa.
Niina on andnud kontserte 35 riigi vanglates ning on näinud väga erinevates tingimustes elavaid inimesi. Eriliselt on tema mällu sööbinud lugu, kus lauldi 2 eluaegsele vangile, kes sõna otseses mõttes puuris istusid.
Isä hoitaa lasta armollaan.
This is in Ukraine, not so long ago. This is an interrogation room within a prison. Okay, the thing was, this was the summer. We were doing a a concert on the courtyard of the prison. A lot of people. Went really well. It was wonderful. All of that. We did our thing. Okay, then after the gig, they asked if we want to go to the life sentence. Like a different department, because they usually did in different prisons. It's a different system, but oftentimes they can't come. With the others. And there are two guys there who share the cell, and they are both believers, and they've been there for a long time already, and they probably will be there a long time because it's a life, a lifers. And our partners that we work with, they said, we know these guys really well, and so could we go and just say hi to them? I was like, yeah, of course, And I came in and I felt like, I felt so bad for them because we were coming to say hi to them and they had to be there, but they were like, no problem, like they were like beaming, So we went, of course I went, and shake hands with them, and we were singing together and we're praying together and just sharing things together. And this is a typical example of how the outward looks different than the inward. It was like a piece of heaven, that we were there like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And I don't know I was probably more uplifted than the guys.
Just the big women broke the walls, and real sisterhood emerged, and I could tell was freed away the prison walls. Yeah, oh yeah, freedom within prison walls. It was freedom.
Now, a few years ago in Finland, you got the platinum album.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. That was nice.
It was recorded 2012, and by 2020 it became a platinum status. Did that surprise you?
It did. Yeah, it did also because I've been working in so many countries and kind of everywhere and nowhere, you know what I mean? But then at that point, I started to work more in Finland, which is also nice because we live there, okay, my family lives there. So we recorded, in practice, it was my first album in Finnish that really sort of came out. Very soon it became gold, you know, and then a little later, much later actually platinum, because first of all I was surprised because albums don't really, I mean, you don't sell, you know, like physical albums. So that was like, again, like, okay, I couldn't do this. I mean, of course we worked hard and the record label worked hard and all of those, but still, you don't pull off that kind of a thing. So.
Now you let me go in peace. You've kept your promise made to me.
I saw a video, you performing with one of my absolute favorite Christian artists, Phil Kiki. The guy has been voted several times the best guitar player in the world, actually, the acoustic hand-picked guitar. How was that all, how did all this come about? Because I've been listening to this guy for like 30-some years already. He has 55 albums out. He's like a hero in my eyes.
Yeah, and I remember the first gig that we did, I had a really bad throat. I was like almost not able to sing. And he comes, you know, with this, just like, oh, take this cayenne pepper, you know, and just mix it with hot water and it will just give a coating, you know. This guy is so sweet, you know, he's like the guitar player, and he was taking care of me. And then also in the studio, of course, he's a wonderful player, but what made the biggest influence on me was really that he was like sitting down like, so what do you want me to play? You know, how would you want me to do? What would complement the song? You know, and just really, really humble. So he's a really dear friend and brother to me. I really respect him.
Well, thank you, Nina.
Thank you. Thank you, Hannes.